Remember childhood? Now forget it, because in America, it comes with smartphones at age 10, designer teddy bears, and more apps than a startup pitch deck. But it's not all screen time and sugar crashes. Behind the noise are 49 strange, sweet, and fascinating facts that'll make you rethink what it means to grow up in the land of happy meals and hideouts. Let's open that lunchbox of surprises. 1. These days, American kids are diving into the world of makeup before they even hit high school. Thanks to beauty influencers, YouTube tutorials, and TikToks with more contouring than a Hollywood red carpet, it's not unusual to see 10-year-olds perfectly blending foundation like they're prepping for a Sephora sponsorship. It's a far cry from the glitter lip gloss days. For some, it's creative expression. For others, it's peer pressure in sparkly disguise. Either way, the school bathroom mirror has officially become a backstage dressing room. 2. Around 60% of American children have taken to the skies before they even turn 10. Family vacations, holiday visits to grandma, or that spontaneous Disney trip all add up. For many kids, airports are less giant stress zones and more cool places with moving sidewalks and overpriced gummy worms. They've mastered TSA lines before they've mastered cursive. And don't be surprised if their travel expertise includes knowing which airline has the best snack mix. 3. When it comes to furry companions, dogs rule the American household. Over 44% of families have a pup. And for kids, that four-legged buddy is more than a pet. It's a therapist, playmate, and snack thief all in one. Whether it's a tiny chihuahua with a Napoleon complex or a golden retriever with the personality of a golden retriever, dogs are kids' first best friends. Cats come close, of course, but let's face it, cats are usually just roommates with boundaries. 4. Sorry, moms, but the most common first word spoken by American babies is Dada. Yep, Dad somehow wins the verbal race, likely because Dada is just easier to babble than Mama. But once Mama finally arrives, it's usually delivered with dramatic flair and a side of toddler meltdown. Still, those first few words, no matter which comes first, signal the beginning of a lifetime of sass, snack requests, and the occasional emotional TED Talk at bedtime. 5. Approximately 1 in 4 American kids has, at some point, grabbed a plastic shovel and tried to dig their way to China. It's childhood logic at its finest. The Earth is round. So obviously, if you dig far enough, you'll pop out the other side. Usually, they don't get past a foot deep before getting bored, distracted, or chased off by a sprinkler. Still, it's one of the great American kid traditions, right up there with eating dirt and pretending to be a secret agent. 6. Most American kids start school at age 5, officially entering the chaotic kingdom of kindergarten. It's the first step into a world of structured learning, mysterious cafeteria food, and very enthusiastic crayon usage. For many kids, it's also the first time they realize naps are a scheduled event, and not a punishment. In some schools, nap time still exists, making kindergarten the golden era of education. Honestly, can we bring that back for adults? 7. If you've ever talked to a 6-year-old, you know they're basically walking, talking curiosity machines. The average American child that age asks around 300 questions per day. And no, that's not a typo. Why is the sky blue? Do fish get thirsty? If I eat glitter, will I poop rainbows? The questions range from brilliant to bonkers, and parents quickly become part-time philosophers trying to keep up. By bedtime, the real question is, how are these kids still talking? 8. Lemonade stands are the ultimate childhood startup in America. No permits, no taxes, just a folding table, a pitcher of lukewarm lemonade, and a dream. For decades, kids have been learning about supply, demand, and price gouging neighbors during heat waves. Whether it's a solo hustle or a neighborhood collab, it's not just about making quarters. It's about independence, creativity, and the occasional health code violation. Jeff Bezos may have started in a garage, but little Timmy started with a paper cup and a vision. 9. When Halloween rolls around, American kids turn into caped crusaders faster than you can say fun size. Superheroes are the #1 costume pick, with Spider-Man, Batman, and Wonder Woman leading the charge. Some kids take the villain route, because apparently chaos is more fun. It's the one night a year where kids can be someone else entirely, and no one questions why your toddler is dressed like Thanos. Just remember, with great candy comes great responsibility. To trade wisely afterward. 10. Meet Buddy, the most popular imaginary friend name among American kids. Whether it's a floating ghost pirate who loves cheese or an invisible unicorn with a law degree, Buddy is always there. He's comforting, loyal, and 100% made up. But don't tell the kid that. Imaginary friends are more than a phase. They're a peek into how wildly imaginative children are. And if you ever find yourself setting an extra plate at the dinner table, for Buddy, don't worry. It's only weird if you start billing him for rent. 11. American kids could run a snack review show, and honestly, it'd get better ratings than most food critics. Collectively, they spend around $6 billion a year on chips, candy, cookies, and soda. That's billion with a B. From school vending machines to gas station snack runs, these kids are walking flavor connoisseurs. Spicy, sour, crunchy, chewy, they've got preferences, rankings, and probably a hidden stash in their backpack. If there were a degree in snackology, they'd already be tenured professors, with Cheeto dust on the syllabus. 12. On average, American children spend about 3 hours a week doing chores. That includes bed making or bed rearranging, dish duty, taking out the trash, and the classic walk the dog, but really just stand in the yard for 90 seconds. Chores are supposed to teach responsibility. But let's be real, sometimes they teach how to look extremely busy while doing absolutely nothing. Still, they're part of the childhood grind. Even if every task is followed by, "Do I have to?" 13. The average American child has 3 main hobbies, and no, it's not just staring at screens. These range from sports, music, art, and dancing to hyper-specific passions like rock collecting, Rubik's Cube speed solving, or building Lego cities the size of Rhode Island. Hobbies are where kids get to express themselves, or obsess completely over a fictional universe. Whatever the case, these passions shape personalities, boost creativity, and occasionally create massive messes in living rooms. Totally worth it. 14. By the end of elementary school, the average American child has gone on about 5 field trips. That's 5 glorious escapes from the classroom to visit museums, zoos, aquariums, or wherever teachers think kids might accidentally learn something. Field trips are peak childhood chaos. Packed lunches, buddy systems, and bus rides where someone inevitably sings "Wheels on the Bus" way too loud. Educational, hopefully, memorable, absolutely, especially if someone barfs on the way back. 15. Over 80% of American kids regularly use streaming platforms like Netflix, Disney Plus, and YouTube Kids to watch their favorite shows and movies. Saturday morning cartoons? That's ancient history. Now it's on-demand everything from cartoons at breakfast to documentaries at bedtime. Okay, mostly cartoons. These platforms aren't just entertainment, they're part of kids' culture. Characters become best friends. Themes become catchphrases. And algorithms? Well, they know what your kid wants to watch before you do. 16. A full quarter of American kids get their first bike before they even turn 5. It starts with training wheels, maybe a helmet too big for their head, and wobbly rides that somehow still feel like freedom. That first bike isn't just a toy. It's a passport to the driveway, the block, and eventually, independence. For parents, it's terrifying. For kids, it's the closest thing to flying. Until someone falls and swears off biking for at least 5 minutes. 17. Unsurprisingly, Christmas is the reigning favorite holiday for American children. Presents, cookies, twinkly lights, and the promise of a fat man delivering toys through a chimney. It's basically childhood nirvana. Add in movies on loop, days off school, and the power to guilt adults into extra dessert, and it's game over for other holidays. Sure, Halloween has candy, but Christmas has everything, including your grandma's weird fruitcake no one eats. But it's tradition. 18. American kids eat an eye-watering 62 pounds of sugar per year. That's almost twice the recommended amount, and enough to make a dentist cry into their fluoride trays. From cereals masquerading as desserts to juice boxes with more sugar than soda, the sweet stuff is everywhere. You'd think it powers their boundless energy, but let's be honest. It just makes them sticky, hyper, and somehow even louder. Moderation? Never heard of her. 19. By middle school, 60% of American children have read at least one graphic novel. It's not just about superheroes anymore. These books cover everything from friendship drama to space llamas, all with full-color panels and dialogue that doesn't bore them to tears. Graphic novels are the gateway drug to reading for many kids. Less intimidating than giant chapter books, but still packed with plot, character, and that one scene they'll read 100 times just because it's hilarious. 20. The floor is lava. 5 words that instantly transform any living room into an epic disaster zone. American kids love this chaotic classic, where couches become life rafts, pillows are sacred ground, and stepping on the rug means instant doom. It's low-budget, high-imagination fun that doesn't require a screen. Just good balance and forgiving furniture. Bonus points if a parent gets involved and instantly regrets every decision that led them there. 21. 1 in 4 kids in the US has their own tablet. Yep, their own. Not borrowed, not shared. A personal, fingerprint-smeared, snack crumb-covered tech device that would make some adults jealous. These aren't just toys either. Kids are streaming shows, playing games, doing homework, allegedly, and probably downloading apps that even their parents can't pronounce. While grown-ups are still figuring out how to update their software, their 6-year-old is setting up parental controls. For you. 22. About 1 in 5 American children lives in poverty, and that's a stat that's hard to sugarcoat. It affects their access to education, healthcare, and even basic necessities like food. It's a heavy truth in a country that loves to market itself as full of opportunity. But while the system is flawed, countless organizations, teachers, and volunteers work every day to support these kids, providing meals, tutoring, and sometimes just a little hope. Because no child should have to worry about what's for dinner and tomorrow's math test. 23. Around 25% of American children live in single-parent households, one of the highest rates globally. And while some see that as a challenge, let's flip the script. Single parents are basically superheroes without capes. They're juggling jobs, homework help, school drop-offs, and still managing to throw together dinner at the end of the day. Kids in these homes often learn independence, resilience, and how to microwave their own chicken nuggets like pros. It's not always easy, but don't mistake different for less. 24. There's one rule that unites kids across all 50 states, regardless of background or personality. If you want the front seat, you scream, "Shotgun." It's childhood law. No debates, no redos. First to call it wins. Sure, parents sometimes override it in the name of safety or fairness, but let's be honest, those are just adult loopholes. For kids, yelling "shotgun" is a high-stakes game of speed, strategy, and yelling louder than your sibling. 25. American kids speak over 350 different languages at home. English may dominate the classroom, but at the dinner table, it's a whole different story. Spanish, Mandarin, Arabic, Vietnamese, Tagalog, and beyond. It's like hosting the UN in sneakers and Fortnite hoodies. This linguistic variety makes American classrooms sound like global symphonies, with occasional math meltdowns. Multilingualism isn't just a flex. It's the reality for millions of kids growing up with multiple cultures, traditions, and yes, more homework. 26. Nearly 45% of American children have participated in a spelling bee. And let's be honest, half of them still can't spell Wednesday without whispering it under their breath. But spelling bees remain a rite of passage, complete with sweaty palms, alphabet soup nightmares, and that one kid who always spells onomatopoeia like it's nothing. It's not just about winning. It's about facing a microphone, 200 eyeballs, and the crushing possibility of forgetting the silent H. Childhood builds character, one syllable at a time. 27. Trampoline parks have become the birthday party hotspot in America. Gone are the days of sad sheet cake in a backyard. Now it's all about bouncing, flipping, and narrowly avoiding mid-air collisions with other kids wearing socks that smell like plastic. It's chaos, but fun chaos. Parents book it because it burns energy. Kids love it because it's the closest thing to flying without a license. Just don't forget the waiver form, or the Advil for afterward. 28. The most common birthday month for American kids is September. That's right. Looks like those winter holiday vibes spark more than just New Year's resolutions. 9 months later, and boom, September is swamped with cake, candles, and overwhelmed party planners. Teachers even brace for it. It's the unofficial birth season, and if you were born in September, chances are you've shared your big day with at least 3 classmates and a pizza buffet. 29. Ask American kids what animal they have to see at the zoo, and most will say elephant without hesitation. With their enormous size, goofy trunks, and weirdly human eyes, elephants are the rock stars of the zoo world. They splash in water, flap their ears, and sometimes poop mid-stride, which, let's face it, is always a crowd pleaser for kids. Lions might be kings, but elephants steal the show, one majestic mud bath at a time. 30. The #1 outdoor activity for American kids? Good old-fashioned tag. No batteries, no setup, no budget, just friends, grass, and the desperate sprint to not be it. This timeless game has survived generations of technological distraction, proving that all kids really need is space, energy, and a vague set of rules that always end in arguments. Tag builds speed, stealth, and sibling rivalries. And no, you're never too old to yell base and pretend you're invincible. 31. When it comes to backyard gear, the classic swing set still reigns supreme in America. More than any other outdoor toy, it's the go-to setup for kids looking to fly, or at least feel like they are. Whether it's a rusty old frame with one good swing or a full-blown wooden fortress with monkey bars and a slide, it's a childhood staple. Every backyard adventure starts on that seat. Wind in the face, legs kicking toward the sky, and the occasional dramatic leap off mid-swing that ends in both glory and band-aids. 32. American kids have a deep love for knock-knock jokes. And by love, we mean an obsessive need to tell them over and over, regardless of whether they make sense. Knock knock? Who's there? Banana. Banana who? Banana, you glad I didn't say orange again? It's peak comedy for the under 10 crowd. Parents endure it. Friends fake laughter. But for kids? This is stand-up gold. The more nonsensical, the better. And yes, they will repeat the same one until someone begs for mercy. 33. Breakfast in American households isn't just the most important meal of the day, it's dessert in disguise. From pancakes dripping in syrup to cinnamon buns the size of dinner plates, sweet breakfasts dominate kids' morning menus. Even cereals that claim to be whole grain are just sugar in disguise with a cartoon on the box. It's no wonder kids bounce off the walls before 9 a.m. They're basically running on maple syrup and frosted dreams. Eggs? Maybe later. First, let's talk about waffles. 34. About 15% of American children get to experience a national park before they turn 12. And for those lucky enough, it's a wild upgrade from video games. Whether it's hiking trails, geysers, giant trees, or just looking for bears from a very safe distance, these trips create memories that stick. Sure, some kids might complain at first. No Wi-Fi? But give them 5 minutes in the woods and suddenly they're junior explorers. Dirt, bugs, mountains, childhood magic. 35. Over 50% of American kids say they want to be famous when they grow up. Not astronauts, not doctors, famous. And not just any fame. They're aiming for YouTube stardom, TikTok virality, or influencer empires built on slime videos and reaction memes. Thanks to the internet, fame isn't some distant dream. It's a camera phone away. Whether or not they know what algorithm means, they sure know how to chase views. And let's be honest, some of them are really good at it. 36. Blue is the undisputed favorite color among American kids, winning the popularity contest by a landslide. More than 70% choose it over other shades. Pink, red, green, you name it. Maybe it's the calming vibe. Maybe it's because superheroes wear it. Or maybe it's just the universal appeal of the sky, the ocean, and the frosting on the good cupcakes. Whatever the reason, blue has become the childhood default, except for that one kid who insists on chartreuse. 37. Over 1 million American kids kick, punch, and kata their way through martial arts classes. From karate to jiu-jitsu to taekwondo, martial arts are about way more than board-breaking photo ops. They teach discipline, focus, confidence, and how to channel energy into something productive, rather than, say, body slamming your sibling during an argument. Plus, nothing boosts a kid's ego like earning that first belt. especially when they get to wear it to the grocery store. 38. About 60% of American kids have marched, danced, or awkwardly waved from a float in a parade. Whether it's a 4th of July extravaganza, a local town festival, or a school band performance with slightly off-key trumpet solos, parades are part of growing up in the US. There's confetti, candy, matching t-shirts, and usually one kid dressed as an oversized mascot regretting everything. It's loud, colorful, chaotic, and somehow still magical. 39. By the age of 10, most American kids have lost about 10 baby teeth. It's one of those strange milestones that's both exciting and slightly gross. Kids wobble them for days, show them off like trophies, and then stuff them under a pillow in exchange for cold hard cash. The Tooth Fairy runs a tight operation in the US, and judging by the rates, she's got a decent budget. Just don't ask where she gets the teeth or what she does with them. 40. The average American child attends at least 3 birthday parties a year, which basically means 3 sugar comas, 3 chaotic afternoons, and 3 goodie bags filled with candy and cheap toys that will vanish within 48 hours. From trampoline parks to bowling alleys to backyards with bouncy castles, birthday parties are where kids socialize, compare presents, and try to eat cake without using forks. It's loud, it's messy, it's inevitable, and it's glorious. 41. 1 in 5 American kids gets braces by the time they turn 18. Because apparently, nothing screams teenage rite of passage quite like a mouthful of metal. Orthodontists are basically booked solid, adjusting wires while teens awkwardly try to eat apples with a fork. Some rock rainbow bands with pride, others master the art of smiling without showing their teeth. But the payoff? Perfectly aligned selfies by senior year. Also, let's be real. No one ever truly forgets the trauma of the first time getting those bands changed. 42. The average American child visits the doctor about 4 times a year. That includes checkups, shots, ear infections, and the classic, "Mom, I don't feel good," on test day. Pediatricians are pros at diagnosing mystery rashes, giving out stickers, and somehow knowing exactly when a kid is faking it. Whether it's for wellness or wobbly tonsils, those appointments are part of the childhood rhythm, complete with outdated magazines in the waiting room and lollipops at the exit like nothing ever happened. 43. When American kids name their pets, it's usually straight out of the world of fiction. Simba for a golden retriever, Elsa for a white cat, Harry for a rabbit with attitude. Forget Spot or Fluffy. These kids are giving their pets names with backstories, sequels, and emotional arcs. It's no surprise, really. Why name your hamster Bob when you can call him Sonic the Cheese Hoarder? Fictional names add flair, and let's be honest, pets deserve a bit of drama. 44. American kids devour about 150 hot dogs a year. That's right, 150. Whether grilled at a summer BBQ, microwaved in under 30 seconds, or tragically boiled in a school cafeteria, hot dogs are basically edible nostalgia. They're cheap, customizable, and portable enough to eat while doing cartwheels. Add ketchup, mustard, or just go rogue with mac and cheese on top. Hot dogs are a blank canvas of childhood culinary freedom. Just don't ask what's in them. Ever. 45. A whopping 65% of American kids visit Disney World before they turn 18. It's the mecca of childhood dreams, where standing in line for 3 hours to meet a mouse somehow feels magical. For many families, it's a one-time adventure that ends with blisters, souvenir overload, and a credit card balance that haunts adulthood. But to the kids, it's paradise. Giant castles, bottomless popcorn, and the right to wear Mickey ears without judgment. Honestly, even adults secretly want to go again. No kids required. 46. Taking out the trash is the most common chore assigned to American kids. It's simple, stinky, and usually done with the same level of enthusiasm as filing taxes. Somehow, even when it's overflowing, no one noticed. But it teaches responsibility, or at least basic awareness that banana peels don't teleport to the curb by themselves. It's also the chore most likely to be traded, avoided, or delayed with the classic, "I was gonna do it in a minute." 47. Most American kids will visit a zoo before they hit 10 years old. It's a rite of passage filled with animal facts, popcorn-stained maps, and at least one moment of thinking a goat was trying to eat their sleeve. Zoos are field trip heaven and family day go-tos. For kids, it's a chance to see real lions, watch monkeys throw questionable objects, and argue about which animal is definitely the cutest. Educational? Sure. But mostly it's about pretending to speak penguin. 48. There are about 73 million children living in the US, which means nearly a quarter of the entire population is busy growing up, asking, why? 300 times a day and losing their teeth for cash. If American kids had their own country, they'd rank as the 20th most populous nation in the world. Imagine that. A country ruled by snack breaks, trampoline laws, and bedtimes as optional guidelines. Honestly, might be better than some actual governments. 49. Before graduating high school, the average American child will have eaten roughly 500 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That's enough to cover a football field. Seriously, PB&J isn't just a lunchbox staple, it's a national institution. Sweet, salty, gooey, and somehow always acceptable even when it's been squished in a backpack for 6 hours. Whether cut into triangles or devoured whole, it's the sandwich that powered childhoods, and probably still fuels half of college. Peanut butter, truly the glue of American youth. After hearing all this, one thing's clear. American kids are either living in a cartoon or slowly morphing into iPads with legs. Either way, it's entertaining as hell. So what did your childhood look like? Were you eating mud pies or building empires on Roblox? Be honest in the comments, or forever be remembered as the kid who had no stories. And while you're at it, smash that subscribe button like it's your last Capri Sun. Don't make us come back with 101 facts about why you should have subscribed yesterday.